For weeks now, Donald Trump has contrived to entertain us all. Unless you're Mexican, of course, or black, or a woman, or, well, the list goes on and on. He's a controversialist, that much we can agree on, and he's a phenomenon. And tomorrow we might well wake up to the news that he is all but unstoppable.
Well, hello everyone. I wasn't going to make a video about this whole Donald Trump situation that's going on over there in the US, but over the last few weeks I've had an increasing concern about what is unfolding in regards to this. And of course, a few days ago we had this whole incident where someone rushed the stage, and it's been a massive talking point. For a start, something we need to remember, and this is from an outsider in the UK, just looking in, we need to remember that politics is not an entertainment show. This is the future of your country. This is the future for your children. It affects, your life massively. So this whole hyped up sensationalism is actually quite dangerous. If they can get you into an emotional state, then it's far, far easier for you to be manipulated as a country if everyone's acting off of emotional impulse. It's the same in a relationship. If you're in a relationship with someone manipulative, they drag you into an emotional state, and you're far easier to manipulate because you abandon your logic and reason and you start to act on impulse, which is very, very dangerous. And I'm not saying this is true of Donald Trump, but certainly that would be how a dictator, for example, would come to power, because everyone's abandoning their logic and acting on impulses. And it's actually concerning me because, well, not just in the US, but Western society at large is becoming very hypersensitive and emotionally driven. But in particular, the United States. Maybe because you have Hollywood, you get the first impact of Hollywood, and television has been a big, big mind control device, brainwashing device into making people like this. And take it from me, over here in the UK, from the outside looking in, it's rather shocking, to be honest. I've not seen anything quite like, someone stepping up and saying these such controversial remarks and causing such hype. I've not seen anything like that in a long time, and it certainly isn't like that over here. And ultimately, the real danger behind this Donald Trump campaign, which I think could quite possibly be the underlying agenda behind it anyway, is the demonising and stigmatisation of right-wing evangelical Christianity.
Donald Trump has contrived to entertain us all, unless you're Mexican, of course, or black, or a woman, or, well, the list goes on and on.
He appeared to mock a reporter with a disability.
You got to see this guy. I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms.
Go like, I don't remember. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go back to Univision.
When he didn't like my question, then he motioned so the one security guard would come where I was and then threw me out.
He's calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. They have no respect for human life.
So it struck me with this incident that happened the other day at this rally in Ohio, how easy it is to create a publicity stunt. I mean, this video has reached about 3.5 million views in about 2 days. When I used to work in the media, for the brief stint that I did, half of the stories that you read in the newspaper are actually devised around a table. They'll pay a certain amount of money to a publicist, and they'll have these stories devised and formulated to promote the career, to push something that they want. And of course, this whole event made Donald Trump look like the victim. And do you know what? It's frighteningly easy for someone with money, if they so wanted, to hire a publicist and devise the best method, the best methodology to get attention, to bolster an agenda, which I'm not saying is definitely what happened, but I'm just saying that it's frighteningly easy. I wasn't going to say anything until I saw this video yesterday from Darbu, who I don't know him personally, I'm not affiliated anyway, but I saw this video and it seems that the guy who rushed the stage was an actor. Check this out.
Now, what I'm about to show you is going down the same lines as the stuff we've seen in the past. And when you start to see all these red flags flying out, it starts to tell a story. The man that tried to rush the stage here is a flat-out actor. And they are refusing to tell you that through your mainstream media. They are trying to paint him as something else. Yes, he was a child actor. As you can see right here, and he was involved in films just this past year.
So do not rule out the possibility that this is merely a publicity stunt. Because I've seen people talking in the comments since this happened, saying, well, I wouldn't have voted for him before, but now, it seems like someone's trying to silence him, someone's trying to shut him up. This whole thing seems like the public are being baited by the use of their emotions. I think it's important for us to familiarise ourselves with what the concept of baiting is. In this scenario, all it would entail is for a person to be placed in front of everybody who says exactly the right things to tickle the ears of a certain group in society that they want to target, and then that person acts as the bait, as you would catch any prey, as a predator would catch any prey. They act as the bait to entice the group of people towards that bait, and then to ultimately catch them. And this, even when you look at the meaning of trump card, it's a valuable resource that may be used, especially as a surprise, in order to gain an advantage. And this all ties into baiting. And a part of that emotional manipulation, as I said earlier, is this sensationalism. Subject matter, language, or producing or designed to produce startling or thrilling impressions, or to excite and please vulgar taste. You see, so this is causing a lot of attention to the cause. And why would this be going on? Well, as we've said before, there is a specific agenda going on, which is an anti-Christian agenda, anti-evangelical right-wing, because we're starting to see propaganda that's showing Donald Trump being associated with right-wing evangelical. Among the most inexplicable developments in this bizarre political year is that Donald Trump is the candidate of choice of many evangelical Christians. And believe me, this is working, because I've seen atheists talking on Facebook about how Donald Trump represents the problem of the evangelical Christian that needs to be got rid of in our society. This is all working towards the persecution of Christians, and I believe that he is purposely acting in all this buffoonery while saying this extremely controversial stuff that is riling up society in hatred, and then, guilty by association, evangelical Christians begin to become stigmatized through these antics. Also, Trump's trying to appeal to what they would call the right-wing conspiracy theorists, and also promoted by Alex Jones, who would be of the same agenda, you know, acting like in the right-wing position, trying to rile people up to grab their guns, and also acting with buffoonery on the news. Alex Jones has been several times in interviews on the news, has acted like a complete fool and extreme and shouting at Piers Morgan, and it's the same kind of thing. Trump vows, elect me, and you'll find out who really knocked down the Twin Towers. So it's tying into all that conspiracy theory. And I've been through several atheist websites that are relating Trump to evangelical Christianity. And you see how this propaganda is going down just as intended, where people are starting to relate Donald Trump to racism, to the Ku Klux Klan. The Saturday Night Live comedy sketch had Trump fans revealing swastikas and Ku Klux Klan emblems. So you see how they're gradually integrating, mixing those two concepts together, of right-wing Christianity and extremist racism and homophobia and all of that. You see these people even pictured, I don't know if this was even a real picture, but it certainly made its rounds, may well have been, "Make America White Again, vote Trump." You see how they're subtly bringing this in. They're trying to make the public hate Christianity. That is at the core of this, because they're anti-Christ. This is the Luciferian agenda. Shout of white power heard at Trump event. Of course, people have related that in the Illuminati card game, this card that looks an awful lot like Trump. Anytime, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day. Who knows what their agenda is, but we can start to see it emerge. And it was like this Fred Phelps. Another posing as a right wing, but with the intention to do things that were sensationalist, to cause attention to come to it, to offend people. God hates fags. All of that campaign. But then what happened? You know, Fred Phelps, I've seen him in a documentary about the Westboro Baptist Church, and this is who he was part of, a leader of, supposedly. Seems like a psyop to me. But this Fred Phelps character, absolute buffoonery.
You tweaked his nose, you jackass. You're gonna eat your babies.
Like a comedian on camera. It just seemed like an act in much the same way.
I gotta remember, maybe that.
The same traits over and over again. What could be operatives. Fred Phelps pictured with Al Gore and Tipper Gore at a fundraiser organised by Phelps, hanging out with the Al Gores, and with the same type of agenda going on. And the same here with Donald Trump and the Clintons at some sort of dinner or something like that.
In the third rank, we shall set up our own, to all appearance, opposition. Our real opponents at heart, aka the Christians, will accept this simulated opposition as their own and will show us their cards. Now, how blatant are we seeing that Christians are being goaded and baited into this seeming opposition? Skipping down. Now, this is what I was saying about the emotions that are being used and the hypersensitivity. Look at this. When a pulse quickens, these hands will lead opinion in the direction of our aims. When a pulse quickens. Emotional impulse. Quickening. For an excited patient loses all power of judgment and easily yields to suggestion. Those fools who will think they are repeating the opinion of a newspaper of their own camp will be repeating our opinion or any opinion that seems desirable for us. In the vain belief that they are following the organ of their party, they will in fact follow the flag which we hang out for them. Be careful, guys. Don't fall for the traps. Peace. God bless.